Hello everybody, Haku here with my live reaction for Boku no Hero Academia chapter 390, and yeah, I am really excited to read. I want to catch up very badly, because again, I never know when the series is ending. I feel like I've been saying for like 100 chapters, oh my god, it's ending soon, I need to catch up, and it is still ongoing, and every creeping week, every chapter that goes by, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna miss the ending live weekly, so and I don't want to be spoiled, obviously, so I'm going to try to rush. Not really. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to discuss these chapters like I always do, but Hero Academia chapters tend to be on the shorter side, so I'm trying to record for 30-40 minutes maybe, because I just recorded Marriage Toxin before this. I'm going to record Chainsaw Man after this, and I'm going to record 30-40 minutes. And let's see how many chapters we can go through in that time. Again, Hero Academia chapters are a bit on the shorter side typically, so we might be able to get through a little bit. Let me get started here. So starting with chapter 390, I don't think there's too much to discuss. We're in the middle of getting some kind of conclusive stuff with the Todoroki family. I think we're actually going to have them all survive. If anybody dies, it might just be Dabi. I actually think Endeavor's making it. Like, for so long, I'm like, Endeavor death flags. But now I think at this point, maybe now he dies, now that I'm like, I think he's making it. But Ida and Shoto just showed up. Plus, we always have the stuff with All Might going on. He just was about to confront All For One, Benjamin Button. So we have that. We have Izuku, which we haven't seen in a while. We have the Aizawa, Present Mic, and Kodogiri Shirokuma stuff going on that we haven't seen in a bit. Toga. I forgot. We have the Toga and Uraraka, maybe Froppy as well. I don't 100% remember. I think she was with them. We have all that stuff going on. There's a lot happening that is still happening. So yeah, let's just see what we get this time around. See where we go into with this. It seems like we're just continuing where we left off last week though, and I think with doing this weekly now, it probably won't take me very many weeks to catch up. I'll maybe hopefully be caught up by next month, just given the nature of, you know, how short the chapters are and how easy most are to get through. So we have the engines kind of not doing so well for Ida here at the first panel. This is as far as I can escort you. Thank you, Ida. And then number 390, Shoto Todoroki Rising, Flashfire Fist, Phosphor. Alright, we have this big 2-page spread. I can't believe it. Transonic speed, as fast as a fighter jet. He's using regenerating ice constructs to reduce drag, and creating a layer of heated air to reduce friction. Now, if anyone can do a darn thing about the impending crisis at Gunga, it's gotta be the dynamic... All I can think of is that stupid Gunga Ginga Gunga Ginga video every time I say it. It's gotta be the dynamic duo of Engine and Half Cold Half Hot. You're our only hope. You've got this. You make one hell of a teacher, All Might. Ida falls over. Todoroki, thanks to you, I'm becoming who I want to be. So get over there, and make it happen for you, too. Dear Mom, I want to tell you something. In hopes of keeping up with my classmates, I'm making an effort to speak up and chat with them daily. All that talking has led to some conflict, but sometimes butting heads with others has led to a better understanding of how they think and feel. My friends care about more than just themselves. They get mad and shed tears for the sake of others. That's how I want to be too. And we see all of his family. It's not that easy, but I'm trying. And then, my origin is Toya and Dabi. Oh, sorry. It's like everything is flipped around, upside down. My origin is Toya and Dabi. If it was so simple a thing, if only we'd butted heads like this sooner. There's still arguments I want to have, and things I still want to say. Great Glacial Eiger. And is he going to push instead of pushing his flames to the upper limit, like we've seen him training to do, is he, much like he was doing at the fight against, was it the fight against Seto, and then he used it again a few more times? Is he going to push beyond that and go for his greatest feat of ice? Everybody is shocked watching on. The kids are smiling. Man, I'm getting emotional. And, man, just the sparks and rain and everything. Just, there's been so much massive, like, destruction and heat that this looks apocalyptic. Our whole family is here. Well, not great, but maybe it's for the best. 'Cause my great glacial Aegis alone might not have been enough to stop this. And everything is freezer burnt. Ever since round 1 back there, Toya's fire just kept growing. Oh, Shoto, he reached uncharted territory where I can't tread. Maybe I was never actually the masterpiece creation. You all. And then Toya says, die already. Dad, you scum. Just die. You all, and me too, drop dead. He's freezing from the inside. Toya, my big brother. Well, what now? All that awaits us is pure hell. Toya, I'm sorry. We have Endeavor crawling. I'm sorry. I never made it to Sokoto Peak, and he makes it to Dabi. Hate you all. Hate you, Dad. The whole family, too. Go on. Really let me have it. Keep it coming. Ray, I'm sorry for pushing you to the breaking point. Fuyumi, I'm sorry for leaving you to pick up the pieces. Natsuo, I'm sorry for neglecting you like I did. And Shoto, I'm sorry. Man. And then we cut over. Let's smile, Himiko Toga. Smiling is why we live our lives. Toya? And we see Toga see the ice in the distance and start tearing up. So, have you managed to smile? And then we see Uraraka's face of determination as she's being held down by a mountain of twice. And again, it's one of those things where the villains are just so well developed that it almost, as much as you want them to get taken down because they're doing bad things, it hurts to see them taken down. It especially hurts to see, like, Toga, who loses twice and now loses Dabi. And again, with the I'm sorry, it's like so zoomed out I can't tell. Yeah, because that would have been the place where it looks like the burning out or whatever is actually where Shoto is. So it's not like Dabi burning away. So I can't tell from this alone if he made it or not. We'll probably cut away for a while and not get to see the results for a while. We'll probably get cliffhung on that for a bit, not knowing who or if any of them survive or die. But again, I'm actually thinking we get Todoroki family survival at this point. But either way, we got more chapters to read. Let's go read chapter 391. So then, starting the next chapter, all heroes must die. And then number 391, rejecting the world. There's no end to them. And we have Ryuko, I always forget her. She has the same name because she's Ryuko and Ryukyu is Ryuko. I always forget, she's Pixie Bob, right? I always forget her hero name. Embarrassingly, it says it literally right there. Pixie Bob, Quirk Earthflow. There's no end to them. Stay back. And she's actually really powerful. She's been putting in work. We have Twice coming from behind her. Ryuko. Ah, hell. If we lose her Earthflow, then the dam's gonna be breached. Yawara. Sad Man's Death Parade. And it's just splitting off of splitting all of the Twices. And it's hard to even tell what's going on in some of the smaller bits of the panel. And the heroes look like they're getting overwhelmed. Yeah, those look like the Kami and the Shiketsu kids. Toga was making doubles of the version of herself that had transformed into Twice. And that's the one, beast guy hero, Shishido or something. I don't remember. No, that's not it. That's the class B guy. I don't remember what that guy's name was. Toga's own transform quirk had a time limit based on the amount of blood ingested, but the heroes and authorities had no basis for guessing how much of Twice's blood she'd saved, not that knowing would help them. Sorry. Oh, we are actually seeing Shoto, because once that dam burst, the resulting horde would overwhelm the surrounding area. And is this Ida? Okay, we still don't have a good shot of exactly what's going on with the Todorokis. We've got Ida in no time. And is that Hawks? And then drop dead hero. And we have just the mountain of Twices going after Uraraka still, but she's floating up to try to get away. Toya, how'd it play out for you? Did you meet your end? Have I lost someone again? And then the main Twice's arm is gripped. Zero gravity, spacewalk. I know we haven't shared much since last summer, but I've seriously had a big change of heart. I already told you it's too late for that. Well, I'm sorry for the delay, but I managed to find you. Just shut up. You were crying back there, 'cause you can't do everything Twice could. You can't totally become him. We can assume Himiko's love doesn't extend to Shigaraki and those others? Or can we assume Himiko's love doesn't extend to Shigaraki and those others, and that's why she can't use their quirks? That's what Tsuyu guessed, but all heroes must die. Seeing Toga's tears told me all I needed. You've got bloodlust mixed in there, so you're not working off pure love. And she starts to fade out of Twice. You shut the hell up, Ochako Uraraka. You don't know the first thing about me. And that's where we end. That was a short one. Okay. I'm so excited. Okay. Oh, I forgot to change the chapter number. Sorry about that. That was 391. We're going to go to 392. Sorry, forgot to change the chapter number. I do feel like that's sadly going to be a little bit of a common occurrence. But either way, 392. Let's go over to it. Alright, we're starting off with Tsuyu. You don't know the first thing about me. And then Tsuyu's being used as a hostage. And then number 392, villain name. Oh no, Froppy. After getting hurt back on Okuto Island, I couldn't evade the mob. Because you've never wanted for anything. Because you've always followed their rules. Because you were born into a perfectly livable life. And we get into a flashback of Toga as a child. She killed that sparrow, sucked its blood, and now she's grinning about it? And she's crying. The birdie just fell into the yard. Let's get you all reformed, nice and normal. Just a moment, I'll be right there. Yes, she'll be just fine. Yes, well, this sort of deviant behavior is common in children with powerful quirks. Yes, it happens all the time in modern society. We'll be sure to iron it all out. And then Himiko's face is scary. Stop that. What on earth are you doing, you little freak? And she sees all of this sort of connection that she's kept away from. Just act normal. No, just no getting through to that girl. And then, Himiko, they told me you drank your friend's blood. Nuh-uh. My friend got hurt, so I was just sucking the ouchie. That's not normal. Don't you want to behave properly? Mommy, Daddy, I just don't get it. Not at all. Does everyone else fight the urge to be the way they want to be? Why does nobody else suck blood like me? She just came out wrong. She's rotten to the core. We gave birth to something inhuman. And again, this is the dark side, like the darkest dark side of quirk society. Similar to kind of what Twice said a long, long time ago, where if you're born with a certain quirk, Like, there's just not a good infrastructure for you. You're kind of screwed. So, you pushed it all down. We have curious, suppressed yourself, and created a mask to become someone else entirely. She pulls herself away. Or no, actually, she tries to slice at Tsuyu, but gets pulled away by Uraraka. Uraraka! I got you, Tsuyu! Oh, and we have, sorry, that's Kamui Wood behind her. I know it's, Jiro or Kyoka, but behind her, I thought that was Shoji for a second, but I was like, Shoji was all the way at the other place. But no, I think that's actually Kamui Wood. Yeah, we can see it in the next panel. He grabs onto, Tsuyu. Watch out, that's not her! Huh? And then, okay, so Kamui Wood is saying that. Kamui Wood grabbed onto the real one, but the one coming at Kyoka is a fake. It's Toga. All heroes must die. Some of her doubles must have swallowed sprayed drops of blood. All the heroes are bleeding around here, so yeah. She even got me? To take on this horde. No, even our full team up wasn't enough. Now that she's diverting and deceiving us, we've got no... And then we have yelling as things collapse. We've got no way to stop her. Kill them, right now. We have a flashback to Hawks. All must die. Himiko Toga, listen. I once thought that following the rules is what made someone a hero, and that breaking them made you a villain. But you know what, Himiko Toga? Right now, my friend is setting aside the rules, or setting the rules and everything else aside. Yeah, instead of the rules to kill them, she's trying to talk. To try and have an honest conversation with you. Killing us all is one thing, beating you is another. But what she's trying is a tougher path than any of that. So come on. Ochako's making this effort. It might be coming later than you hoped, but please listen to what she's saying. And now we see Uraraka in one of the Twices. We're just built different. You people go on and on about happy, blessed lives, but I don't get to feel a lick of that. And Ochako's bleeding from the mouth. Your rules and getting fucking booby grabbed? Tell me. Sorry, your rules tell you to pity me, but don't you dare. Say, Toga, don't you want a villain name of your own? We get Cliffhung? We get Cliffhung? Okay, let's go to 394. Come on, it's titled villain name and we don't get to see it? Okay. Let's go to 393. Sorry, I said 4 for some reason. Let's go to 393. I love how Toga was just like, you know, it's a fight to the death. Let me sneak in a sly booby grab. You know what, Toga? Not good for you, and that in reality that's a very, very bad thing. But, you know, as a fictional villain, bad person, good for you. Let's go to 393. And then we continue on. Say, Toga, don't you want a villain name of your own? And then number 393, a girl's ego. Ah, indeed. Come to think of it, you and the boss are the only ones here without villain names. Let's name ya. Doesn't matter. Of course, because like I mentioned last read through, like I've said a few times, Dabi is just cremation, but instead of translating it as cremation as his villain name, the translators just left it as Dabi. So cremation, Dabi is his villain name, and then like that leaves just Shigaraki, who I guess they don't know that that's not his original name, though it's not exactly a villain name either, and Toga using the real names. No thank you. A villain name adds a bit of class. Vampirus Carmilla. Suck suck. Lick a tongue. No. Stupid. That's just some crowd-pleasing crap. A holdover from before the quirk registration system. You're one to talk, Dabi. And then, whose real name we've yet to learn. That was very tiny text. There basically used to be no difference between heroes and villains. One theory said the alias stuff started when you'd have an anonymous enemy and needed to call them something. From there, some decided to adopt those nicknames to hide their identities. Assuming another identity, like a new skin, was a matter of survival. At some point, they went all in with code names ripped straight from comic books. According to this theory, it all started with people announcing themselves by those aliases. That's why the world's turned into a comic book. Anyway, I'm good. The names can be cool and all, but Yay, this is why I joined the League. Life is too hard. I want to live as Himiko Toga. Your rules. Tell you to pity me, but don't you dare. And then, because she just wants to live as her, we have the bleeding from the mouth Uraraka falling back, and Toga being pulled in still. It's not pity. And Toga's trying to kick her away, it seems. She touched me, but if I'm floating, so what? No risk there. You know just the right things to say, But in the end, you'll toss me into a cage on death row, won't you? Or you'll murder me outright, just like they did to Jin. It's win or lose, live or die. A winner-takes-all survival match. No going back now. That seems like the obvious truth for us both. If it's really not pity, then it's just your ego talking. And if our egos are clashing, then Sad Man's Legion. She starts making the heroes. Your dead meat, hero. What a really gorgeous panel. And then we see just the wave of destruction that all the heroes are caught up in. And then, have you ever seen such a thing? Quirks will grow stronger with every generation until no one can hope to control them. Over the years, we've often heard whispers of that doomsday theory. But yeah, Toga's to just make skyscraper, like higher than skyscraper, just towers of human bodies over a massive, massive area. Just a tsunami, a tidal wave of human bodies, and then changing those human bodies into heroes on top of that. It's insanity. Well, here it is, coming to a head today. And who would have thought of everything it would be Toga to be so apocalyptic in the end? This one girl, her emotions are transforming the very world. Go on, crush her. Gunhead, martial arts. So what if we're floating? There's no damage done. Exactly. My zero gravity isn't a power for hurting people. I would never feel happy about dropping a person out of the sky. And then she's throwing up. If it's not pity, then it's just your ego talking. Ego. You may be right. You've intentionally killed people, and I can't wipe your slate clean. Yet, when I see your face, it's like you had no choice. I figure there must have been a reason. 'Cause that day when the world got turned upside down, what I said made you look so sad. You were the sad one. We both were. Listen to me, Himiko Toga. You seriously scared the crap out of me when we first met, 'cause I didn't understand you back then. Given the situation, how could you grin like that? Such a genuine smile. Shut up. You'll live as Himiko Toga? Sounds great. Drop all the bodies you like and become whoever the hell you want, says twice. Stop making that creepy smile. Just die. Why won't you die already? I know I pushed you away that one time, and maybe this world isn't a place where you can be yourself. Just your ego. I know all that. Yet, even so, I've observed. And then she thinks of heroes. So many happy faces in my time. And I love Horikoshi always does this, showing them as kids. But being able to declare what you love and do it with your whole face, well, that smile of yours is so perfect that I'm honestly jealous. You hear me? Like some sort of deviant. And I don't want to pretend I never saw your amazing smile. She reaches out. And we have just this mass floating. I'm floating. but Uraraka never touched me. It's like it spread. Sorry, I got chills. She's doing the Shigaraki thing, where her quirk evolved like his did to spread. Or at least, evolved or regressed into what it was meant to be. It's like it spread between bodies that came into contact. This one girl. Look, I can't erase all your crimes or approve of everything you've done, but if any part of you still feels like talking to me, you can have a lifetime's worth of my blood. So let's have that chat about romance, Himiko Toga. And we have the kid, man, getting emotional again. The kid, her holding out her arm to Toga. What an incredible, incredible chapter. Toga's been one of the best characters in the series development-wise. So many of the villains have been. And to get this sort of conclusion for her, and on top of that, Uraraka's a character who was really, really, really good in the early part of the series, but was really, really, really neglected for a lot of the series. So it's incredibly good to see her actually get this conclusion as well. Like, both of them, even if there's a little more for them after this, both of them getting this big climactic moment is incredible. And saying that this one girl is changing the world when it's, you know, Toga's powers, but then Uraraka fighting back against her. So they're both the girl changing the world in a way, in a sense. It's so, so, so good. And I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do 394 to end the video. All right, let's end everything out with chapter 394. We start with a color spread of class 1A and some guy in glasses. And Aizawa was there, All Might's in the back. Yeah, I don't know about the guy with glasses. That's not Sero, is it? Yeah, I think it is, but he looks odd. does not look quite normal. And also Rikido having the like really red lips is kind of odd to look at as well. But it's cool to see that we have like maskless Shoji and then Koda with his head changed as part of it. It's really cool that we see them like that. Alright. And they all have 9s on, so I wonder if maybe this is like a 9th anniversary color spread. Oh, and we also get to see, I just kind of skimmed over it, but we get to see the actual Hagakure as well. It's really nice. Alright, really nice. Sorry, I just got distracted because I was looking at everything, taking it all in. I'm like, you know, Tsuyu's touching Minetta's hair. Doesn't that mean it's just going to get stuck to her? And then I'm like, oh, they made a window to show off her thighs. And let's move to the chapter itself. There's something weird about my zero gravity. Ochako Uraraka versus Himiko Toga. What the? I don't get it myself. Whole chains of us are floating. Oh yeah, well, what if I make a new double? It's floating as well. Same problem. It's just like me that other time. Like what happened when I was almost killed. Tiger, Kamui Woods, are you the real you? With these wounds, a fake would have already melted away. But man, I thought the girl's max capacity was 3 tons. This is insane. These kids, I swear. They've come a hell of a long way since boot camp last year. My whole body's going cold. But what matters right now, and we just have blood pouring out, is that I wanna reach out and touch that sorrow inside of you, and she's still trying to pull the real Toga in. My family was poor, and my folks were always looking kind of gloomy. I set out to become a hero, to make their lives easier and cheer them up. But as I grew up, I learned that the world's full of other people, not just my parents and our home. Then I fell in love with Izuku Midoriya, and now I'm trying to stop you. That's who I am. That's why I'm here right now. Man, I love that. Just boiling her life and who she is as a person down to this. Man, that's really powerful. And then she pulls in Toga, who seems to be going at her with the knife again. So tell me, what's on your mind? your thoughts and feelings, all of it. And she thinks about Toya. She thinks about all of the past that she's gone through, everything before the series and in the series, losing Jean. And we see this warped, monstrous version of herself towering over the version of Uraraka we saw at the end of last chapter. The art, again, Horikoshi's been on one. I fall in love really easily, and she's crying, with animals, with villains, with heroes, with boys, with girls. After all, they've got so much amazing blood pumping through them. They'd tell me to stop grinning, and I'd get so jealous. Izuku reminds me of a boy I used to like. His name was Saito. But it's not like I could just ask him for his blood. 'Cause then he'd call me a freak or something, and we see the child versions of them. Then he'd think I was definitely not cute at all. Just like you and Izuku, they'd all scold me and lecture me on the right way to be. That's why I joined the League of Villains. Honestly, this is where it differs from reality, because so many people are probably screaming at the screen, "Please suck my blood, Toga." Because with them, I could live and love how I needed to. The signs were always there from you, but it took me so long to notice. Time's up. Jin's blood is used up. Jin is fading away, and all of the Twices are disappearing. Uraraka, and they're embraced in the sky. Well, the thing is, I think there's something real amazing about someone who's all ragged, but trying their darndest anyway. So maybe I'm no replacement for the League, but I want you to know how special I think your smile is, says Uraraka. Izuku, Ochako, I love you, but am I cute? The cutest in the whole world. And then we leave it with her smiling and this gorgeous panel of all of the clouds, just massive, massive clouds of humanity, of the Twices dissipating. That is probably, to me, one of the best chapters in the series. If not for her declaring her love to Izuku, I would really want these two to end up together. I really, really, really would. Besides the fact that I think Izuku already maybe has a better connection with some of the other female characters than Uraraka because of how much she's been thrown to the side, you know? But yeah, I'd want them to end up together. And basically, though, this culmination of both of their characters, like everything that we've seen the both of them learn throughout the series, like not just focusing on the flashbacks in the back of that panel with Toga, but everything we've seen them learn from other characters, from themselves, from each other. Everything. Like even while she's like fighting her in midair, she's able to keep up with it. Uraraka, that is, because of the gunhead martial arts. Everything that they've learned, everything they've been through, everything they've done for both of them culminated in this moment. And it's so good. Horikoshi cooked with this one. Like, this is maybe one of the best chapters in the series. I actually, as much as I personally think the Todoroki family storyline is arguably the best storyline in the series, the best subplot in all of My Hero Academia, I would say, is the Todoroki family stuff, especially when you get into Endeavor's character and the focus on Endeavor. I think the conclusion, I think the finale, I think the climax of the Toga and Uraraka character arc, subplots, whatever, is even better. I think this is an incredibly good conclusion. And so far in this war, there have been issues with things being like, is this a conclusion? Is this not a conclusion? Some of the conclusions being a little disappointing or a little underwhelming for how much the characters were and how much I thought they could be. But this one really nailed it. This one really hit the mark. This one was 1,000% like amazing, an amazing conclusion for what's going on here. So I'm going to end the video here. Gonna go on, record Chainsaw Man and everything. Thank you so much for watching though. Like if you did like the video, comment down there, tell me what you thought of these chapters, my thoughts and reaction to them. We can talk down in the comments, we can talk on on Twitter, we can talk on Discord, kind of fusing the words together there. If you want a link to the Discord server, it is free and open for anyone. Just gotta ask and I'll give you a link. If you would like to help support the channel, you could throw a super chat down, or super thanks down below if you want to. Same thing, really, just for comments rather than stream chat. Or if you would like to get One Piece videos early, I don't know if that's also how I'll do Hero Academia when we catch up, not 100%. If you want to get a shout out at the end of every single video, then just, I guess, hit join down below to become a channel member. Go to patreon.com/HakuOfTheTubes, or a link will be in the description to become a patron. Thank you to people who are already patrons and channel members. Thank you to Chosen Regular Evan Holly, Magical Girls Evernono and a Best Night, Jerryton Students, David Langstaff, and Folded Ghoul, who again, I mentioned it last video, I'm going to keep mentioning it this week, has a different name in the comments, and if you're watching this, if you want me to change this to your other name, just let me know. This is just what their username on Patreon was, and I didn't want to use their actual name unless they wanted me to, even though it is what they use in comments. Just let me know what you want. Slayer Candidates, SG and Stance Eater, and Pure Element Patiardi Owl. Thank you all so much for your support. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.